I know
No,
two words.
aquí.
Boca arriba and boca abajo. Face up and
Fuerte,
face down.
débil.
That's it.
Fuerte, débil. Aquí, aquí, aquí.
Love
Dinero,
it.
dinero.
Yep, that's all I need to know. Face up, face down.
What's up, Pete? You hear me?
Hey man, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
How are you, dude? I'm just hanging out here in Phoenix, man.
Awesome. And I'm just trying to find the right team for this I Am Hero project that we're my act 3, so to speak. So, you know, from chiropractic to this. And I'm working on the keynote for this hero concept. You know, I'm working because I know Garrett said, hey, listen, April 12th. I'm like, crap, but it's good. It's good under pressure to get 19 minutes down of it, but and develop it.
So who are you wanting to speak to, Kurt? Like, who is it that you want to speak to? I mean, it's not Kyle Becker's, is it? Only,
No, dude, I am not I am a chiropractor, and that was act 2. I connect with the entrepreneur that's like, dude, I'm right there. I was totally depressed, in the funk, didn't know why, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, had a Lamborghini, and I'm freaking depressed. And when you say I was grieving my potential, that hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, no, I love it, man.
You know, Pete, yeah, when's your thing in May?
It's in Colorado Springs.
Even better. My wife loves to get the hell out of Texas this time of year.
Dude, I love it. Yeah, it's the 18th and 20th. 18th through 20th.
The speaking thing for me is not just to speak my message, it's to give my kids an enriched life. Like, they could travel places. It's something they can't learn from a book. So there's so many deep roots behind, you know, doing this.
Yeah, I'd love to have you here. And I'll be honest, you would be an incredible fit. We do a 3-day event. I'll email you the link when we hop off the phone. You know, it looks like May will work out, so I'll send you the links to that. Can't wait to meet you in person,
awesome.
man. I'm glad that Isaac introduced us. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Pete. God bless. Bye-bye.
See you, bud. Bye-bye.
Sweet. That's why with Justice, if it gets that said, you start now. I want him to watch, because I realize, like, I watch Gary or Grant Cardone, we're looking at guys 50 and 40, because I relate to it. We have, so the things they say about Ram Man, and he, like, you know, those little things in between the lines, like, I get it, I played with those, or baseball cards, like, so, like, you relate to those guys. But Justice needs to find the guys he relates to that's just a little bit older. That's a better model for him to look up to, relate, and model than someone who's 40. Like, Justice wouldn't get Gary Vee. You know, but when he sees someone who's 17, 18, 19 doing really good things, then he could relate because it's not that distant. And he could start modeling the success of a 17 to 20-year-old who's doing it great. Because, like, oh, he's 17, look what he could do. And it shifts the mind expectation, it raises the ceiling. So what my son thinks is normal to everybody else seems impossible. Was at Dr. Trans, and then so some kid comes in, he's like, hey man, can you give me like some pointers to get arms like that? I go, yeah. I go, 27 years. He's like, oh really, you know, what's that, you know, like anything else? I'm like, no, 27 years. I'm like, I didn't skip a meal for 27 years. I woke up and worked out for 27 years. I got my sleep in for 27 years. And so all that gets to the point where you want to ask me how to get my arms a certain way, and I'm going to tell you 27 years. Well, he didn't like to hear it because it's something that you can't catch up. You know, when you skipped a meal, I didn't. You know, when you didn't sleep that extra hour, I did. When you skipped the gym because you were hungover or not feeling well, I was there.
How did you want to take that into business? Like,
yeah. So how did you
look at us, like asking you a question?
Yeah.
How did you make this much money?
12 years. 12 years. You know, I worked. Whitney and I, we worked outside of the office thing. We got coaching, we got mentors. Remember, that's what I'm talking to you guys. I sought out thought leaders for 12 years. For business, you don't need 27 years. You could find someone who's worked for 27 years and they could give you the tools or the blueprint that got them there, with all the mistakes they made and what they learned. You could condense 20 or 30 years down to 5. Seeking people in your profession that have done what you've done or want to do, and when they tell you, as long as you listen, you get to avoid all of that. And then their ceiling becomes your floor, and then you get to rise above that, make the pitfalls, invest, and then you'll be able to take it higher and scale it higher. So what the 27 years represents is that discipline muscle we talked about probably in like episode 1, right, Timmy? And the discipline muscle, or we actually talked about earlier today, it's, remember, like these videos keep us slightly uncomfortable. So the more uncomfortable we are in the long term, just like a muscle, it's going to have to adapt to get stronger. But we just don't want strength, we want endurance too. But the main factor is you got to be uncomfortable, and the uncomfortable builds that discipline. So I always like to model or find thought leaders to go from A to Z as quick as possible. We'll go to my act 2 when I went into chiropractic. So the first thing I want to do is I want to be the best chiropractor could be. So I looked around and found the chiropractors that are really related to you, that were doing great things. And I found myself copying them in the ways of I would talk like them. I would say the words they would say, to sometimes like the clothes they would wear. But the problem with that is I was wearing a suit jacket that felt too big. I was wearing pants that were too long or too tight, shoes that didn't fit my feet. I was putting on the costume of somebody else. The world is waiting for you, not a counterfeit version of somebody else. You're wearing the custom fit suit that was created specifically for you. You can't wear someone else's clothes, and no one can wear your clothes either. But like I said, you could do things like, you could copy someone, like they say, success, you can model success. That works. But there's going to come a point where I think that depression sets in, or that anxiety, whatever that feeling was, when you realize I haven't even found myself. Who am I? Like, I don't even know who I am. Like, did I get it? Have I had an original thought? Then you realize, wow, I'm not me anymore. You're not going to find who you wanted to be or what you think you should be. When you find yourself, you see who you were created to be. And I think that's the greatest gift someone could ever be aware of in their life.